let's say we have a trig equation that looks something like this. How do we solve to find x? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to convert it into this form. Yeah? The way we do that is first we work out the magnitude r. R is very simple. R squared is equal to the coefficient of sine squared plus the coefficient of cos squared, which is 10. So it's basically Pythagoras, and we get an answer of root 10. How do we get alpha is another story. We know that sine theta plus 3 cos theta is the same as root 10 times sine theta plus alpha. Okay? Now, how else can we write alpha? We can rewrite sine theta plus alpha as root 10 times, and we use the compound angle formulas, sine theta cos alpha plus sine alpha cos theta. Okay? And now what we can do is we can compare the coefficients. So for this one, we have a sine theta, and for this one, we also have a sine theta. So therefore, we can say that sine theta is equal to root 10 sine theta cos alpha. Okay? And the rest is just like solving a trigonometric equation. We eliminate sine theta because we don't want to look for it. And we divide both sides by root 10. So cos alpha is equal to 1 over root 10. And so therefore alpha is equal to, you can plug that into your calculator, and we should get an answer of 71.57 degrees. Okay? Now, hence or otherwise, solve for f of x is equal to 2. I'll do this on this side now. We know that sine theta plus 3 cos theta is equal to 2. But we also know that from part A, f of theta is equal to root 10 sine theta plus 71.57. Okay? Which means that root 10 sine theta plus 71.57 is equal to 2. And so therefore sine theta plus 71.57 is equal to 2 over root 10. Now, from the previous videos, you would have known that theta plus 71.57 is just going to be the inverse sine of 2 over root 10, which gives me an answer of, and you can plug that into your calculators, 39.23, 140.77, and 399.23. Okay? And now if we subtract 71.57 on each side, theta is just going to be, we can get rid of this 39.23 because it's going to be a negative number. That's not in our range. My other values are going to be 69.2, and if we plug this into our calculators, 327.66 degrees. Okay? And those are our final answers. Is this video helpful? Well, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video like it. Now let's look at something like this. Express cos 2 theta minus 2 sine 2 theta in the form r cos 2 theta plus alpha. How are we going to do that? Well, let's take a look. R squared is going to be what? 1 squared plus minus 2 squared, which is equal to root 5. Sorry, r is equal to root 5. That's equal to 5. And we know then that cos 2 theta minus 2 sine 2 theta is going to be root 5 times cos 2 theta cos alpha minus sine 2 theta sine alpha. Okay? And then we can expand the brackets to get root 5 cos 2 theta cos alpha minus root 5 sine 2 theta sine alpha. Beautiful. Now what we need to do is we need to compare the coefficients. So we have a cos 2 theta here, we have a cos 2 theta here, so therefore cos 2 theta is going to be root 5 cos 2 theta cos theta. Okay? Let's get rid of the two cos 2 thetas on each side and then divide by root 5 to get cos alpha, sorry, this is an alpha. Cos alpha is equal to 1 over root 5. So therefore, alpha has to be, it's going to be between 0 and pi over 2. So change your calculators to radians. Once you do that, you should get an answer of 1.107. Okay? Now we need to put it back. So cos 2 theta minus 2 sine 2 theta is the same as root 5 cos 2 theta plus 1.107. Okay? Now we need to solve this is equal to negative 1.5. How are we going to do that? Well, if cos 2 theta minus 2 sine 2 theta is equal to negative 1.5, then therefore we know that root 5 cos 2 theta plus 1.107 is also equal to 1.5 negative. Okay? So now we can solve this like a trigonometric equation. Cos 2 theta plus 1.107 is going to be 1.5 over root 5, which means that 2 theta plus 1.107 is equal to the inverse cos of negative 1.5 over root 5. And if we plug that into our calculators, we should get an answer of 2.306 and 3.977. Okay? Now what we need to do is simply solve the equation. So we're going to minus each of them by 1.107. And then we're going to divide by 2. In doing so, we get theta is equal to 0.60 and 2.54. And as you can see, it's within the range between 0 and pi. Still not making a lot of sense? Well, join my Discord server so that you can send me questions for fast responses guaranteed. Now let's look at this question. Express 3 sine 3 theta minus 4 cos 3 theta in the form 3 sine 3 theta minus alpha. First thing we're going to do is we're going to work out what r is. R is simply going to be 3 squared plus minus 4 squared, all square rooted, which is equal to 5. Okay? Now, what do you notice about this 5, this 4, and this 3? Exactly, it's a Pythagorean triple. Which means if you want to, you can pop it on a graph. This is going to be 5, and then because this is cos, this is just going to be here, minus 4. And this is going to be 3. Okay? So a quicker way of doing this is simply by working out alpha as the tan inverse of opposite over adjacent, which is just going to be minus 4 over 3, which is equal to, we can pop that into our calculators and put our calculator back in degrees because it's between 0 and 90. And we should get an answer of 53.13. Okay? So therefore, what are we left with? 3 sine 3 theta minus 4 cos 3 theta is equal to 5 sine 3 theta minus 53.13. Okay? All right. Now what we need to do is work out the minimum value of sine 3 theta minus 4 cos 3 theta. And the value of theta at which it occurs. The minimum point, right, is the point at which, right, hang on, I'll write this down. Minimum point means that sine 3 theta minus 53.13 is equal to 0. Okay? That's all that means. Why? Because sine can only go between 1 and minus 1. Okay, actually, that's not true. So actually, it's equal to minus 1. Okay? So therefore, the minimum value is just going to be minus 5. Because it's minus 1 times 5. Okay? The question is what is theta when that happens? Well, let's think about our sine graph over here, guys. The sine graph looks something like this. Okay? At what point is this... Sorry, Garrett, forget about this for a second. At what point is this minus 1? At 270, innit? So therefore, okay, 3 theta minus 53.13 is equal to 270, which means that 3 theta is equal to 270 plus 53.13. And so therefore 3 theta is equal to 270 plus 53.13, all divided by 3. And you can pop that into your calculators if you insist to. So I get 270 minus that, all over 3. And I get theta as 107.71 degrees. Now what we can do is solve the equation, but this time it equals 1. How are we going to do that? Well, if 3 sine 3 theta minus 4 cos 3 theta is equal to 1, then 5 sine 3 theta 3 sine 3 theta, excuse me, minus 53.13 is equal to 1. So sine theta is equal to sine theta minus 53.13 is equal to a fifth. So theta minus 53.13 is equal to the inverse sine of that, which is simply equal to 11.53, or if you do 180 minus 168.5 3 theta. 168.46, okay? Again, we have to keep going up because it's 3 theta. So let's go up one more time. Plus 360, we get 371.53. Or we get, if we use the other value, we get 528.46. Okay? Now, with each of these values, we're going to add 53.13 and, of course, divide by 3. Okay? In doing so, theta will become 11.53 plus 53.13, and then divide by 3, we get 21.55, 56 actually. I'm just going to do 2 decimal places for the sake of simplicity. For the second value, we get 180 minus that, and then divide by 3. We're going to get 73.86. Okay. For our third value, we should get an answer of, if we reduce 53.13 and then divide answer by 3, we should get 106.13. And finally, let's test the other value. I'm not sure if it will work. It might do. So let's just test it. 528.46 plus 53.13 divided by... Sorry, I got weird values there. And then divide by 3. Okay, I get 193, which is not in our range. So these two are our final answers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video made sense. Do you guys want to pass your exams with flying colours? You can get tutored by me. Drop me an email for a meeting and a quote. Keep on learning as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.